Hey everyone, happy belated Mother's Day. This is the Gig Accountant. This is the first video on my channel, so I wanted to introduce myself and talk about what I do. Uh, my name is Naz, and I am a licensed CPA in the state of New Jersey. I'm also a gig economy worker, and I work mainly on Grubhub on a part-time basis. So I want to talk about what I do, what I like about Grubhub, and what are the challenges that I face in Grubhub, and what are my thoughts about it. So Grubhub, we're all here. I think that we all want to hear what are the earnings potential from Grubhub. So now I'm a full-time accountant and part-time Grubhub worker. I deliver food to folks who order through the Grubhub app. So the restaurants will make the food, I'll pick it up from the restaurant and then deliver it to the customers. And I do this on a part-time basis. So I do it nights, weekends, and whenever I have the free time and capacity to do so. So I do this as a side income to supplement my main income. So my earnings, because I think that's what we all want to really hear. How much can I make doing this on the side? Well, doing Grubhub, I earn $15 to $20 an hour approximately, and this is before taxes and before other expenses such as gas and wear and tear on your car. So if I work 27 hours a week, I could earn $500 a week. That's very achievable. And on a conservative basis, I am pretty much guaranteed to earn $400 a week if I work most days of the week. So if I'm working 7 days a week, 27 hours a week, I earn approximately $500 a week. And during the weekdays after work, I can earn $40 to $60 a week on average. And on the weekends, I average out $100 a day, maybe a little bit over $100 a day during the weekends. So if you do the math, that's $450 or above. So that's something that I really like about this work. It's the fact that you are able to supplement your main source of income doing a part-time side hustle gig. It's very flexible as to when you are able to just log on, do some hours, and you're able to really monetize that underused capacity that you have during your day. So like if you're working a normal 9 to 5 Monday through Friday type job, you may have some excess capacity in terms of time where you're not really going to be doing too much. Like if you're just going after work, you just go home and watch some TV. Instead of just doing that, sitting on your couch and watching TV, you can actually be monetizing that time and making some money. So that's what I really like about this work. Also, it's just the flexibility. I'm able to go on when I please, when I'm able to. So what other line of work are you able to really go on whenever you want on a part-time basis and earn $500 on a weekly basis? There's not too many other jobs outside the gig economy where you're able to do that. So the other thing that I really enjoy about this type of work is that it's very easy mentally. It's not very mentally draining. So yeah, after I do my 9 to 5, I don't want to continue to be mentally consumed by my work where I'm unable to do too much other tasks, like, simultaneously. I'm not doing this work. I'm able to like listen to my podcast. I'm able to make phone calls, and in other work, like my accounting work, I'm not able to do that. So this is kind of a nice mental break from that. So those are things that I really enjoy about this work: the flexibility, the pretty good pay, and the simple task and the simple nature of this work. You just go, you log on to the app, you get assigned an order, you go pick up the order, and you deliver the order. There's not too much mental exercise in this type of work, and you don't have to build up your own business model. You don't have to, like, if you're like unlike like starting up your own business, you don't have to build up your own business model. You don't have to market. You don't have to do sales. You just like do the work. You just grind out, make that money. So, so now that we got covered things I like, I want to talk about some of the things that are a bit of a more of a challenge. So challenges that I've encountered are sometimes dealing with angry customers. Sometimes you'll be assigned a delivery which has been which is running late for whatever reason. Maybe it's been rejected, or the other prior delivery driver canceled, or the restaurant is running late. And those are things that are outside of your control, but the customer may not necessarily know that. You'll try your best to communicate that to your customer, but sometimes they'll just be angry when you get there. So that's kind of a challenge that I face. But most customers are really understanding. Most customers are very happy that you're delivering their food. So it's not too big of a challenge that I incur on a recurring basis. Another challenge I want to say is the insurance aspect. Your insurance company may not enjoy, or may not like that you're doing deliveries out of your car. So they may actually decide to drop coverage for you. So this is something that you need to research to really find out whether or not insurance companies offers coverage for if you're doing this type of activity in your car. If you are doing it without disclosing it to your insurance company, that can be considered insurance fraud, and it also could be considered unethical. So something to think about, something to consider. The other thing that may be a little bit of a negative is the wear and tear that your car will generate. So if you're driving this, I will average on a day-to-day basis 50 to 100 miles on a day on my car. So those miles really do add up. It really adds miles to your car. It adds that wear and tear to your car. So I wouldn't recommend this type of work if you're doing it on a newer car. If you have a newer car that's less than several years old. So really, like, my car is almost 10 years old. It has over 100,000 miles. So once you really hit the 5-year mark on your car, over 100,000 miles, the depreciation rate on your car really kind of like slows down. So it's really that first 5 years that your car really generates that depreciation. So if you have a really newer car, this may not be something that you want to do, because you might not want to be putting all those miles on your car. If you're leasing a car, you might not want to be doing this because you'll be putting a lot of miles towards your lease, and you don't want to go over the agreed upon rate, the agreed upon miles that you agreed to pay for. The other thing to consider are taxes. Doing this, you are considered a outside contractor, so you are self-employed. This is technically, you are considered per the Grubhub and your other apps that you may be doing, your Uber Eats, your DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, what have you. Most of these companies consider you to be a self-employed independent contractor, and so they don't. And what does this mean? This means that they don't pay the FICA taxes towards you, so you have to cover those taxes on yourself. So instead of paying 7 to 8% on FICA taxes, you're paying 15 to 16% on those taxes. So you are going to be taxed more as a self-employed independent contractor. And since the companies are not paying these taxes for you, which is what would be occurring in a W-2, they would be paying half of it and then withholding from your paycheck the other half that is owed to the government. That responsibility falls upon you. So you're going to have to make estimated payments on a at least quarterly basis to the government, to the IRS, to the state government, and maybe to your local municipality if there are taxing requirements for your local municipality. So that's other things to consider. The good thing is that your expenses are deductible, your miles on your car are deductible. So you are able to offset a substantial amount of your revenue that you will generate doing this. So those are kind of pros, and those are kind of the cons. So yeah, as I mentioned, I do Grubhub mainly, but I also do other apps. I do DoorDash, I do Uber Eats. and I also have Postmates, but I have found that Grubhub to be the most consistent with the payout, the amount of revenue that I'm able to generate doing, the amount of taxes I'm able to, not taxes, the amount of tips that I am able to collect from customers. And Grubhub just has been really good to me. I really recommend anyone to do this. If they have a car that's not so brand new, you have some excess capacity that you are willing to monetize, you want to do this on a part-time basis. There are folks who do this on a full-time basis as well. There's an entire community here of drivers as well for those who are interested in checking it out. You know, a lot of great people who vlog on this on a day-to-day basis, and really gives that sense of community and helps to like really spur you forward and continue to grind. But yeah, some of these folks do it on a full-time basis, and yeah, you can definitely do this on a full-time basis and generate a livable wage. But that said, there are no benefits that are provided doing this, at least for Grubhub. There may be, I don't know if there's any for anything else, but as far as I know, the answer is no. So there's no medical benefits. You don't get a retirement package, or you don't have that for a 401k. So doing this on full-time basis, you're going to be missing out on some of those benefits. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this on a full-time basis, but it is definitely a good source of income as a side hustle, something that you do on a part-time basis to supplement your main source of income, your main job, your main W-2 job, or maybe another business that you may be working on. Also, if you're doing that, you may want to be on multiple apps. There's also the risk of being deactivated for whatever reason. Maybe a customer may complain of you, merited or unmerited, and the app deactivates you. And as a independent contractor, they don't really need to have too much reason to deactivate you, or even explain why they deactivate you. So those are some of the risks that you take doing this type of work. Yeah, and that's all I really got to say. I really have enjoyed my time doing Grubhub. I enjoy earning that additional income, having that extra spending money, being able to pay out the bills. And okay, so yeah, that's all I have to say. Below, I'm going to have some referral links for Uber Eats and DoorDash if you want to sign up to those apps to do some food deliveries. After a certain amount of deliveries, you will receive a bonus payout, and I'll receive a bonus payout as well. I'm also a licensed CPA, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So if you need any help or support with your taxes, I offer tax preparation and planning services, as well as other accounting services. My rates are subject to change, but I charge $100 an hour. So, all right, everyone. Well, happy hustling. Get out there, sign up to these apps, make that money, and have a great day.